Hi, my friends. This is Deacon Ed McCormick here, and it's Saturday of the weekend of Pentecost. And I've just come from our wonderful parish event called Walking with the Word. Every Saturday morning, a group of parishioners gather, and we just discuss and pray over the weekends, the Sunday readings. And I just came from talking about this weekend's readings. The first from the Acts of the Apostles, where the disciples are in the upper room and this wind blows on them and the Spirit comes down from heaven and they have this experience of fire upon them and they start speaking in tongues. In the second reading from chapter 12 of 1 Corinthians, Paul talks about the Spirit's poured out on all of us, and we're all given these gifts, these abilities, these capacities. They're not just talents that come with being created, but they're gifts to be used for others, especially the most vulnerable. And then in the gospel, Jesus breathes on the disciples. The risen Jesus appears and breathes on them, filling them with the Spirit and the power of God that raised him from the dead. And just as God breathed on Adam in the Garden of Eden, Jesus is breathing on us, creating the world anew. And we had this extraordinary discussion about these readings. And I just want to highlight two features here. And I think it involves us having to reimagine how we picture our Christian life. Here's the first thing. Our Christian life is an experience of power. It's an experience of power. All three readings speak about the power of the Holy Spirit coming upon us. The Spirit being poured out as the atmospheric condition of the church, the Spirit dwelling within us, the Spirit dwelling between us. And this Spirit is given to all peoples, drawing all of us to Christ. So the first thing is the Spirit is a spirit of power. And this power is not just internal, it is first of all communal. It's a power that works through all the different practices that happen within the Christian community and within Christian families. It's a power that happens between us, within our relationships, allowing for peace and gentleness and love and forgiveness to emerge and replace envy and jealousy and bitterness and cruelty. So it's a power. And we have to reimagine our Christian lives as this experience of the power of the Spirit, influencing and filling us anytime Christians gather and at work within us and between us. So that's the first thing. The second thing is this. We live in a secular age. And this secular age blinds us to the ways in which God is active and at work in all things. I'm standing here in this beautiful morning, and this is all possible because God continues to create. God continues to bring all of this, including me and you, into existence. So I think we need to ask the Holy Spirit to give us the ability to see how the Spirit is at work in all kinds of situations, in all kinds of everyday situations. One of our members is a president of a high school, and he was talking about preparing his final address to seniors, and nothing was coming. And he kept praying for help. And all of a sudden, as he was talking to the invited guest speaker, an insight came to him about getting on your knees and doing good for others. And he was sharing with us how he's convinced this was a gift of the Spirit that came to him. And so I encourage you to ask for the grace of the Spirit to see how it is at work in your life, filling you with wisdom, giving you the ability to relate to others, not as your anger or jealousy or grudges dictate, but as Christ's Spirit of love dictates. Ask for the Spirit of knowledge and wisdom, the Spirit to be creative, to be about the Lord's work, to do new things for the Lord. But I think this is what we need in our age, is a new way to see how the Holy Spirit is at work so that we start to discover in the ordinary the extraordinary. One of the other stories that one of our members told was of a fella going to meet St. Paul, John Paul II, and he said to him, Holy Father, what is it that I should do? And the Holy Father slaps him on one cheek, slaps him on another, and says, do good, do good. And so often, the Holy Spirit is at work and not noticed when we just do the next good thing, when we extend mercy and kindness and generosity to others, especially to the most vulnerable. So I offer blessings on this Pentecost Sunday for you. I hope you discover the power of the Spirit that makes Jesus close to us and fills you with the capacity to see how you and others are acting out of the Spirit and how much our world needs people and institutions to act out of the Spirit of Christ. See you in the next video.